Hello, my name is Dean and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making over a TV console that I bought across the street for 50 bucks. This is going to be getting a steampunk makeover. We have decided to name this one the Time Lord console. If you get that reference, leave me a comment below and let me know. Now this is a really long big build, so I decided to break it up into sections. That way I'm getting more frequent content out to y'all and you're not having to sit through an hour-and-a-half long video. Hope you enjoy. Alright, I've never tried filming this way. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but I'll at least try to give you a little walkthrough to what I do. It's really not that difficult. I'm just using the X tool creative space. It looks a little complicated when you first get on here, but once you start using it, it's really not that complicated. Now you can get online and find pictures of gears and use those. I already have some existing gears that I got from Bitterroot and I want the teeth to match those. So I just took some photos of those gears. I'll show you here. See, I just took photos of those gears. Now I'm just uploading the photo, scale it to fit the canvas, yes. Okay, there's a photo I took. Now I did make a mistake. There was light coming in from the window when I took these photos. So there's a little bit of shadow on the outside, which makes our job a little bit harder. So try not to do that if you do it this way. But nothing we can't work around. So all we do is go over here to the grayscale and start turning it down. And we normally just turn it down a little bit and you'll get what you want, but I'm trying to get rid of those shadows like that. So I have to really crank it down to get rid of those shadows down there. Okay, now we got rid of all the shadows. Now we hit edit image. Now it's got this cool little magic wand. You just go through here and bam, background's gone. Get rid of the centers. And save. Now you could engrave this image onto something if you wanted to, but we want to cut out gears, so we need an outline of it. Now if you notice here at the top of the screen, I have a little tape measure. I set mine up in inches. It originally comes in millimeters, but I changed it to inches to make life easier on me. So I'm making all these big gears 4 inches. So you see right there where the highlighter is at the top, starts at 0, goes to 4 inches. So I know that's 4 inches. Now I'm just going to move it right here. Alright, now we got this cool little outline button up here. The first time you hit it, it makes an outline just a little bit larger than your image. It's set up like that so if you want to do like, say you wanted to engrave a coaster with an image and then you wanted to cut that shape out of the coaster, this would just give you a 0.79 gap around the outside of your image to cut it out, if that makes sense. So if I engraved on this piece of, if I engraved on this, say I engraved a D, and then I wanted to cut the engraving out, instead of cutting it right at where my engraving is, I want to leave a little bit of gap. It would cut around the D. So that's why it does it that way. But we want it to cut the exact shape. So we just turn this down to 0 and then make sure you hit OK for it to apply. Now we can just take and move that and we got the image of the gear. Now we can just delete our original image and we got our little cutout pattern. I'm going to try to cut as many of these out of one sheet as I can, so I'm going to shove them all together nice and snug. Now I'm going to keep going through with all the gears I took pictures of and get them all put on here. Now, as you can tell, I use the X-Tool laser cutter to cut out my template for my legs. That way I could transfer the design over to 1/8" steel and use my plasma cutter to cut it out. Now, I was noticing my plasma cutter was cutting in and out on me, and the holes it was cutting out were really jagged and not as smooth as they were in the past. This is only my second time to use it. Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't have the ground cable hooked up. I can't even believe this thing works without a ground cable hooked up. Yep, there's the ground cable sitting on the welding rack, not hooked up to a thing. But y'all know me, when I make mistakes, I share it. I don't hide it from y'all. I know now if it starts coming out jagged or if it starts cutting out on me that there's no ground cable hooked up. I need to cut out a curved shape on the bottom here, so I'm just using some Dollar Tree plates as a template. I'm just going through and extending my lines for the length of the legs. Because of the X-Tool size, I couldn't make a template to the exact size I wanted. Now I know X-Tool sells extensions, so I may look at getting one of those in the future. But for now, we can just extend it with some lines. Now I'm just going to go through and use my cut-off saw to finish off the cuts. Now I'm going to be mounting these up higher because I plan on building adjustable feet for them. Now I'm going to start adding the 3D shape to it, boxing it in. Now remember guys, this is only my second piece to build with a welder, so I'm still learning, but I'm starting to figure it out. It's definitely opening the door and allowing me to be a lot more creative with my builds. Same thing for the X-Tool laser. I wouldn't have been able to get this precise of a shape doing it by hand and measuring it all out. It's kind of nice to just be able to set it up in the system and it makes sure everything is symmetric, and then you just transfer it over. Now I just took this 2.5-inch steel and put it in my vise and beat it with my snap-on hammer until I got close to the shape I needed. Now I'm just going to use clamps to hold it in place and kind of manipulate it where I want it. Nice thing about mild steel is you can beat it and shape it relatively easy. You'll see me set it on the floor and start beating the shape out that I need. Remember, if all else fails, just get a bigger hammer. Got package. And our lovely model here is going to open it for us. Super clean. What all Super Clean send us?
First runner up. All wheel cleaner. Degreaser. Third one. Aerosol.
Aerosol. Dissolves grease. That's not. Oh.
Aerosol.
It's an aerosol degreaser. Oh, got a hat? Go ahead. Yeah. Now you got to put to the front with a little bit of a gangsta lean on it.
Gotcha.
There you go. Super clean.
Alright, last thing.
Got a t-shirt too?
T-shirt.
It looks like my size. That thing looks huge with you holding it. It's probably going to fit me snug.
2XL.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to fit me snug. So let's take some of the engine degreaser and pour a little bit of it into that water.
Okay, this one?
Yep.
Not that much? Or more?
Yeah, a little bit more. Alright.
Okay. What? Alright. Just drop it in?
Yeah.
Okay. All the way.
So we picked up all these cool gears from my buddy's shop. I think most of them came out of a standard transmission. But of course, they're nasty. And I don't know if you've ever smelled the grease that they use inside of the standard transmission. It is not like oil or transmission fluid. You get that smell in your clothes and it stays in your clothes for a lifetime. Turn it sideways. Yeah, that's funky cool. Let's start making some heavy furniture. Super clean.
Oh, those are going to be really cool on something.
Told you, it looks huge when you're holding it, but it fits me snug.
Oh,
People can't tell how small you are with the... But it's not... Here, I'll stand over here. She makes it look huge. She's standing on a stool too right now. Step down. Do it one more time. Oh my god. Okay. You can fit that one.
Not
Just
really.
set it. Just set it in there. It'll get mostly covered.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, nasty, nasty. And then it's heavy. That's about.
That'd be good.
Thank you, Super Clean.
I'm sure you don't have to leave them in there that long just to get degreased. It's not like eating away rust or anything, but we're just going to leave them overnight anyway in there, and then I'll rinse them off in the morning and see how they look. Okay, bye, Emily.
Bye, Emily.